Hey everybody, my name is Donnie and I'm starting the show today. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but we're doing things a lot different today. All right, hey guys, here we are, Aches and Gainz, episode insert number. And I am Donnie with the Strength and Performance Institute, and this is Dr. Hayes Estes, and he owns Premier Physical Therapy. And we're doing things all kinds of backwards today. What do you think about my intro, Dr. Hayes?
Nailed it. Nailed it. Where are we?
We're 45 seconds into this.
Are we done? Does that mean we're done?
I think it's done.
Is this experiment over?
Wow.
Well, so what do we do now?
I don't know. I think I outdid you, that's for sure. I mean, I know that, but I don't know where we go from here.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why the couch is always broken. I get it.
So
yeah.
It's up to me to reel this back in. Is that what you're saying?
Good luck.
Yeah, I know.
Have some,
Donnie, what's your favorite? What's your favorite song?
My favorite. Dude, you can't ask me that. I don't know. Happy birthday? I don't know. What are we gonna do? What are we supposed to do about that?
Okay, fine.
Do you really want to know that much about me?
Okay.
Do you want the people to know that much?
What do you? All right, when you're working out, what do you listen to?
Okay. Well, recently my my stuff is like the Eminem stuff, but not like the new Eminem stuff, like the parental guilt Eminem from like the late 2000s when he was all
Slim Shady.
Yeah, Slim Shady for the most part. Yeah, like that stuff, because I'll sit there and get in my zone and start getting all the masochistic beating myself up for stuff, and then I just take all that and pour it right into the barbell. Yeah, welcome to my life.
Cool.
You could be my therapist. Think about that. That's a scary thought, right? Yeah, that poor guy.
Well, all right. I don't even know where to go from here. God, this is.
What is your
musical
taste when you're training on your back porch?
So I actually normally listen to podcasts.
Wow.
I know. So
why would you listen to podcasts? So stupid to listen to.
So dumb.
God.
So dumb, especially ones that are only on YouTube.
Only.
And whatever. I actually listen to podcasts. It's normally I only listen to podcasts, okay. And that's why because what I actually will do if I have. Hey, did I tell you I did Squattober?
No, I did. I had no idea.
Yeah. So
neither did anybody else.
So if there's a lift coming up or a program where I'm going to be working at 90% of my 1 rep max, like I know I gotta jack it up. So because of that, everything else leading up to that, I listen to podcasts. I still use my own brain to get myself into the zone. But then I will switch it up and put on music, and when those big heavy lifts come on to give me that little extra motivation.
Little River Band. Little River Band. I got it right. Yeah. LRB. Yeah.
I actually listened to George Michael.
I wasn't that far off.
I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding.
Hey, I have faith in you.
Not even kidding. I know. And I crush those workouts. Those workouts. When Faith comes on, we got a little Wham. I mean, come on.
Last Christmas? Yeah, you're a Last Christmas guy, right?
My neighbors absolutely hate me because
they wonder like who the female living in the house is. Not his wife, obviously.
Well, my wife is definitely more of a man than I am. So she does all the home improvement projects. She does all the home improvement projects. All of like the common sense stuff. Like that's my wife.
So what is your use in this whole thing?
I produced 2 children.
Okay, so there it is. All right, so your life cycle's coming to an end soon. Yeah,
pretty much. I provide entertainment. I provide entertainment for the household.
That's true. Yeah.
That's about all I had. That's about all.
So wait, you're the funny one? Okay. All right.
What? Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Hey, what are we talking about today?
I don't know how we're going to segue into
this whole show. Let's just go. Let's just go. Yeah. Sober.
Donnie, who's on your cup?
Oh yeah, the great people at Valor Fitness, and this is a very true. Jim, who owns it, and his daughter Jackie, who helps him run it. Fantastic. They're an equipment manufacturer right out of here in Pinellas County. This place has grown tremendously to the point where they're a major competitor to Rogue and Titan and stuff. So they're great people right here. I work with them a lot. Half of my gym, if you're seeing around here, is Valor Fitness equipment. Great people. Yep. And they got these shaker cups that I got right here. So we love you guys. We really do appreciate you.
They're awesome. Yeah, you are awesome. At the clinic, my rig is a Valor Fitness rig. My heavy med balls, weight vest, all Valor Fitness, all stuff that we use in the clinic. Yep. So yeah, fantastic, high quality stuff. And again, they're a local business right here in the area. And you guys can put your name right here if you want it. Have we mentioned that we're looking for sponsors?
We're looking for sponsors. I swear. Are we? I can't say the word that I want to say. Are we putting ourselves out there too much? No, never. Let's do it. Yeah.
That we're gold diggers, but you ain't messing with no dorsiflexion is the topic for the day.
Not bad, dude. Not bad. I have to give you props for that.
Dorsiflexion. Hey, Donnie, what's dorsiflexion?
That's when you're in the ocean and there's a dolphin coming up and he has this little fin and that's the dorsiflexion. When he flexes it at you,
That was actually good. That was good.
I know it was good.
That was good.
When I don't think about things, good stuff happens.
You should not think more often.
Trust me.
So, dorsiflexion is the. I think we're gonna maybe actually get a video back up here on the wall. On the green screen. This is real.
Everything is real.
Everything is real. You are not in the Matrix, or you are. I don't know.
I chose the red pill.
Wrap it up. Okay, so dorsiflexion, your ankle, clearly ankle. I need to be able to move in that direction. So the ability to lift up your ankle, that's dorsiflexion. Why is it important? Donnie, when's the last time that you walked up and down a step?
Yeah, it was about 3 years ago. I've never done it again.
In a wheelchair ever since.
Yeah.
We're in Florida. There's a beach. The beach has got some uneven surfaces,
sure,
right?
Yeah.
So if I don't have any dorsiflexion, I'm not going to be able to walk on the beach.
Yep.
I'm not going to be able to go downstairs. Hey, something that we hardly ever talk about. I'm not going to be able to squat.
Never.
Not going to be able to squat. Yep. So dorsiflexion is very important, and it's one of the. I pretty much any patient that comes in, but especially any patient who has pain from like the mid back and down, I'm going to look at dorsiflexion. At least going to quickly screen it when they come in. So the way we look at it, I'll have everyone come in and do a body weight squat. I'll have people do what's called a 7-inch lateral step down test. It's a validated, reliable test that we actually use to help people get back to playing sports. And we look for various control patterns on there or breakdown in the patterns. And so that's some of the stuff that we use. So how's your dorsiflexion?
Which side are you talking about? Right side's not bad. Left side, that's we're gonna actually, if we're gonna put bad dorsiflexion, I'll be the model on that one. Yeah, and that's
we're gonna put a video of Donnie up there.
Yeah, my dorsiflexion.
So there are norms for for dorsiflexion range of motion. The reason I put that in quotation marks is because your norm is not going to be my norm, and whatever a norm is, who knows what it's related to in terms of your function, in terms of your goals. However, I still will take a measurement. I'll still use what's called a goniometer, and I'll actually take a measurement. But more importantly,
that's for measurable progress, right? Tracking.
Yeah, it's really for progress. Yeah. Are we making changes? But more importantly, as you already kind of mentioned this, I'm going to compare one side to another side, and I want to see if there's a difference from side to side, because I care about that more than are you normal or not
compared to other people.
Yeah, and so in addition to breaking out a goniometer, I'll also do what's called a knee to wall test, where you have your foot on the ground. Maybe put it up here. Foot is on the ground. You got to keep your heel on the ground. You try to take your knee and drive it to the wall. And from 5 inches away, you should be able to touch your knee to the wall without your heel popping up. That's normal. Again, I look at more of a different side to side. So, Donnie, you have limited dorsiflexion on one of your extremities. Why?
Well, my diagnosis with my non-medical degree and just what I've had, in my military career, I had a knee injury from PT and just a freak accident. When I had that fixed, I ended up subconsciously start shifting a lot of the load of everyday activities, including training, to the left side. So at that point, it became a wear and tear issue where I had a traumatic injury on the right. The left just kind of slowly into that point where I had some knee issues. And then, of course, you know how it is with knee issues. As soon as that happens, hamstring tightens up, calf tightens up, it starts creeping its way up and down. And that's where I'm at right now. And, I'm still in the process of healing this side up. So temporarily, my left side dorsiflexion has been limited just from tightness all the way up, from the glute down to the Achilles. And that's what I'm dealing with. So, and Hayes is the same way. We deal with this stuff on a regular basis. Neither one of us are a perfect model of kinesiology.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, okay, I've seen it. All right, we get it. We're in the trenches just like with everybody else here stuff. So we're not speaking from a level of looking down. We're with you when we talk about this stuff. So
I could pick myself apart too. I have, and I do, and I work on my weaknesses, my limitations to try to make myself a better athlete, a better clinician, just better in everyday activities. So I also have less dorsiflexion on one side than another, and mine has come from. It's been made worse by the knee injuries and surgeries that I've had, but it's actually from having multiple ankle sprains playing sports growing up. And that's we see often is recurrent or frequent ankle sprains. Dorsiflexion is normally the range of motion that is lost, and it's the most difficult to get back.
why is that? Scar tissue, or what are we dealing with here? Deeper than that?
There's a lot of things. So, could it be scar tissue? Sure, it could be scar tissue. It's
Atrophy.
No, it's not going to be atrophy.
No?
It's more of you've developed kind of a protective mechanism, and so it's going to be. And so what's going to happen after you sprain an ankle, particularly an inversion ankle sprain, is I'm going to kind of roll in this way when I sprain my ankle, and it's going to be painful to try to pull that foot back up into dorsiflexion. And so we kind of like to hang in the guarded or protected position where I'm in this position with my ankle, and so therefore when I try to go and bring this motion back, my body just doesn't want to move into it. Okay. That's essentially what happens is we kind of develop that.
I'm trying to break this down. Lengthening and shortening of tendons, is that in play as well? Like if it stays down, is the Achilles going to shorten?
So
is it going to stay in that position? And you have
there is some relationship between. So if I develop limited dorsiflexion after an ankle sprain, then yes, there is some relationship where my calf, my Achilles will become tighter. Yeah. And so there is some evidence out there that doing just some good old-fashioned calf stretching, and there are various parameters, and we can kind of talk about that, that will see some improvement in terms of dorsiflexion. The question is, so they actually looked at this. This was, let me see, where was this? The Journal of Athletic Training. Yeah. Maybe? No, I don't know. I'll find it. Anyway, it's in here. What they saw.
We're professionals.
We are. What they saw was that they did a stretching program just to the calf muscles, and on average they did about 10 minutes, 5 minutes a day over the course of basically 4 weeks. And they saw a statistically significant increase in dorsiflexion range of motion. However, the question was it clinically relevant? Okay. And so what that means is in person doesn't make a difference. So potentially I can make a 3-degree improvement in my dorsiflexion range of motion.
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
Yeah. Is it going to carry over into everyday life?
So yes, I could sprain my ankle. I could have limited dorsiflexion. I could then develop calf tightness. Potentially I could stretch my way out of it. But again, what does it mean clinically speaking? And so that's why what we do is there are multiple ways that we get dorsiflexion back. So you've lost some dorsiflexion.
Yep.
What do you do, or what have you done to get that back?
Not enough. No, but I've been a client of Dr. Hayes over here before. We've worked, and he's helped me out with some exercises. I've definitely done the TKEs to help with the just not even on the knee under your pellet, but keep the the
heel
heel
down?
up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Just basic calf stretching, like you said. But what you've taught me throughout this thing has to be consistent long-term calf stretching. Can't do it for a couple times a day and then move on and do it next week and try again.
Yeah.
So there's where I've learned, and here's where it's, okay, as I'm going throughout the day, it doesn't even have to be planned, okay, I'm going to do 3. It can be throughout the day when you have time, just working on getting that calf to lengthen and at that same time strengthening the muscle by doing the squats, by doing single leg exercises, the lunges, the Bulgarian split squats, these things that I have to create stability while strengthening.
Yeah. Weird how this always comes back to strengthening here.
Wow.
I know.
We don't even talk about this.
I know. So the British Journal of Sports Medicine found it. I have it in my notes. So does stretching increase ankle dorsiflexion range of motion? A systematic review. So again, yes, it did, but the clinical relevance is to be determined. What the research shows, if I'm just going to stretch or just going to do some mobility work, I need at least 10 total minutes per week per body part for at least 4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, preferably even a little bit longer. So that does not mean, oh crap, it's Sunday night, I haven't done anything.
Got to do it 10 minutes
Let me do
before
10
midnight.
minutes. Yeah, exactly. Right before midnight, boom, there we go. No, it means, like you said, a little bit every day for that consistency and that carryover. But more importantly, what you mentioned, and here's where I'm going to drop a real big scientific term, is we need to create what's called some neuromodulation. So what does that mean? So yes, I just stretched, or I did maybe some joint mobilizations to get more dorsiflexion, to actually make a change in my nervous system for my body to say, oh, hey, look, I have this dorsiflexion now. I need to load into that range of motion. So I need to then go and squat or do a single leg strengthening exercise to put some progressive load through that range of motion, so my body and my nervous system goes, oh, here it is. I have this dorsiflexion range of motion, and I'm going to maintain it.
So just like when you're learning to do an exercise, you have to train repetitions, similar to when you're talking with neurons, you have to train repetition to do the exercise. And then all of a sudden, after a certain amount of time, oh, I can do this. And then at that point, you no longer need the load to properly perform the movement.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, that's exactly correct. So at some point, you potentially will get to where you don't need to stretch, quote unquote. Maybe you need to warm up and just kind of get into that movement pattern, but you won't have to be, as consistent with this mobility work. So, let's see. I got some other stuff. You got anything else?
Yeah, I've got some things.
Yeah, go for it.
I want to talk about anecdotally as far as like doing. We talked about
I definitely
squat
love stuff
suits.
that's not backed up with science. Let's
Yeah,
go for
perfect. Yeah, because I mean, I can say whatever I want and call it facts, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're in these days.
Yeah.
Facebook might fact check me, but who cares? So when we're talking about using squat shoes and lifters in the CrossFit worlds that they call them, they are great for performing an exercise to what you need to do. However, that's not training the body to properly exercise. And we've talked about this in previous episodes of barefoot training. We need to make sure that we're not using these tools as crutches. They're tools. They're accessorized. They're just like a belt. We don't use a belt at a 40%. We use belt to 80 plus, in my opinion, 80 plus percent. Same thing with squat shoes and lifters and limb lifter shoes. I got to the point where I was using them at 135 on a squat, and it got to the point where now I'm losing dorsiflexion because my body just doesn't need to do it anymore. I pitch forward, I squat down into the hole, I go to where I need to go, I come back up. Ever since I've started doing the barefoot training, I'm forcing my body to have to go into this natural motion. And now I find myself just getting up off the couch and other things, while they're not still as great as they were before, they're getting better. I'm able to move myself off of a low position up without having any unnecessary or any excessive pain. I'm still dealing with pain because of the injuries and stuff, but it's not getting worse. It's getting better slowly. And that's just from forcing the body to use the motion like we talked about there. So as a lifter and someone in the realm of where I'm at there, we tend to want to accessorize because we see other people using them. We see, oh, this guy's squatting 800 pounds with lifters. I'm going to do it myself. I'm not saying you don't do it, but just make sure that it's for you, because I've had a couple lifters personally myself that their mobility and their strength suffered by putting on Olympic lifting moves because they had good dorsiflexion, they had good strength on the ground, and they actually put themselves in a position where they were pitched too far forward during a squat, and it just wasn't conducive to their body mechanics. So let's not just copy what other people are doing. Let's figure out what works for you. Use the squat shoes if need be. If you have bad dorsiflexion and you're a power lifter and you got to get below parallel, okay, there we go. But let's still work on trying to improve that.
Yeah. So it's yes, obviously it's important for any of our lifters, people who like to work out, squat, but it's also important for anyone who likes to run or play sports. So if I have limited dorsiflexion, there's evidence out there, Journal of Science in Medicine and Sport, that chronic loss or deficit in dorsiflexion will lead to further ankle sprains, especially in patients who already have chronic ankle instability.
Yeah.
Kids, lack of dorsiflexion in kids. So you see kids who are maybe some toe walkers, and they have tight calves. They're probably not a joint mobility restriction, but they have tight calves because they're toe walkers. They're going to be more prone to ankle sprains when they go and they run because they don't have that dorsiflexion. Yeah. So that's where, again, getting into a consistent flexibility program.
Women that walk around in heels all the time.
Yep.
It's also another thing.
Yep.
You got to get out of those.
You look great, ladies.
Yeah,
you look great,
sure.
and men, and dudes, and whatever you identify with.
Why not?
You all look fantastic, but I'll see you in the clinic.
Yes.
Yeah. So things we want to like. So we see it in the squat. So when you have limited dorsiflexion in the squat, what do you see happen?
With limited dorsiflexion?
Yeah. What kind of compensation do you see?
Well, you're going to get forward pitch.
Yeah.
So what's that? You get forward pitch which is going to create the barbell forward of center, and then all of a sudden now we're talking lower back injuries. We're talking decreased max effort squat, of course. And the biggest thing I'm seeing with that is you get people that you're getting calf strains from this, and I'm like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Calf strains are happening. Like, why am I getting calf strains during squatting? It's because you're getting to a point where your body will no longer biomechanically get to that position.
You're actually stretching your calf to the point.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And you shouldn't be stretching your calf under a heavy load like that. You shouldn't be. That's as simple as that. So those are the main things that I see there that are constant.
Yep. So we'll see. So people will tend to maybe kind of toe out a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So because they have limited dorsiflexion, their knee can't go over their toes. So maybe they can have a better bar path, but their feet are way out wide to accommodate for that.
And that's going to allow the shins to be more vertical. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so again, if you go back to, do I have the proper core strength? If I'm up tall like this, am I going to fall backward from my squat?
Yeah.
During any sort of single leg, what we will see, again, if the knee can't go over the toe, I may have to rotate a little bit. So again, my foot may kind of toe out, my knee kind of might cave in, knee valgus. There's that term. Again. Yeah. There's that term. Yeah.
Knee valgus keeps you in business, man.
It does keep you in business. So does limited dorsiflexion.
Yeah.
And then again, if you talk about athlete, anyone who's got to run, who's got to jump, who's got to plant and cut, if I don't have the proper dorsiflexions, when I land, I can't load into that angle. So I'm upright like this. And again, so my knee is then going to bear the brunt of it. Right? And so what we know about ACL tears is they occur between about 5 and 25 degrees of knee flexion. That's not a lot. The knee flexes to 140-ish degrees. So I'm basically straight when most ACL tears occur. And if I have limited dorsiflexion and I'm landing, especially if I'm trying to then land and cut, and I don't have that ankle mobility, boom.
I can't think. Now that you say that, I can't think of any major ACL tears that I've seen where people were deep in a squat, or you said moving in a lateral position while at a 90 degree or something like that. Yep. You're right. It is a lot only fully extended.
Yep.
Is where you see that. Yeah, for sure.
So let's see what else we got in here. So we talked about just stretching, joint mobilization. So either our hands-on work. You can get a band. If you look up what's called a mulligan, mobilization with movement for dorsiflexion. You see people who have a band around their ankle and they're kind of lunging into it. You can do stuff along those lines. Again, medical disclaimer, I'm not telling you to do this unless you come to my office and I'll give you an evaluation.
Yeah, seek professional help for sure.
Yeah, but that's some things that people do. Let's see. What was the last thing I want to talk about? Donnie, what was the last thing I want to talk about? So I sprained my ankle yesterday. What should I do? You should go to PT now. now. You come into the clinic, so we will help you because yes, we can do things to help with the acute inflammation, the acute trauma, but there's evidence out there that shows even doing a manipulation to that joint can help regain that dorsiflexion sooner, so that again you can recover quicker, you can start to walk more normally, and you won't lose that range of motion. So the quicker you go to PT after an ankle sprain, if you go to listen, my father's a medical physician, but if you go to like an ortho or a primary, they're going to say something like,
come back after the inflammation.
Exactly. Here, take some Motrin. We'll see you in a couple weeks. No.
Yep.
Go to PT now, because if you wait those 2 weeks and you're basically immobilized, you're going to lose that range of motion. And then if you just walk it off, well, at some point I'm going to see you at the clinic regardless. So whether you want to be seen for, your 15th ankle sprain or just the first one, and you want to get back to playing sports, you need to go see PT now after an ankle sprain.
In fact, yeah, I agree with that. If you get that done now, it's going to be less time and less time in the clinic, less money spent, and more time being active again.
Yeah.
That's really what it's about.
Yeah.
We talk to athletes all the time. Usually professional and collegiate athletes understand that time off the field is time off, is money away from their pocket, is time, their experience. So they're usually good at treating quickly. It's the average person who goes, I'll give it a week and I'll go see somebody. At that point, it could be fine in a week. You're right, it could be, but it also could be worse. And a lot of times when you're dealing with stuff like places that take insurance, this kind of stuff, really utilize that. That's what you pay for. Utilize it. Get there. Mm-hmm. Worst thing to tell you is you're fine.
Yeah,
literally, you're fine.
Yeah. That's worst case scenario is you come in, you get evaluated by a medical professional, a doctor, physical therapy, and they say, look, actually, you're not that bad. And then we give you things to do and say, hey, here you go. This is how you don't have to come back.
Have a great day.
Yeah, have a great day. Get back to your life. So, there it is.
All right, so I want to move in quickly. Unless you got anything else on this, we're running past. This was a great episode to talk about, so we are going to run a little longer.
Who would have thought we would talk this long about dorsiflexion?
I know, right? Nerds. Anyway, so we instead of doing the normal thing, because obviously if you watch the first 2 minutes of this episode, it's not normal. We're going to do something different, not the bro science dispellings or the what's the other ones?
I don't know. You're running the show now. Who cares?
Show, yeah. We're going to actually take something seriously. We want to talk about people who are a person who affected our lives younger and got us into where we're at now, as far as into the the good and bad. Is where we're at in the world of kinesiology and physical therapy. I want to talk about this guy. This guy's a local guy, and he may even watch this. His name's Charlie Nelson. Charlie Nelson was he's a massage therapist and he's a trainer and a pretty good power lifter. Natural lifter his entire life. I believe he was a 700-pound squatter at 198 raw, or maybe it was single ply. I don't know. It was still good back in the 80s. And this guy's still around. He's a friend of mine. And my mom went to see him because she had knee replacement surgery. And there was a gym right next door, literally connected to the PT place that she went to. And he was getting therapy and done there. And I would go to the gym and mess around. And he came out and he's like showing me things when I was 12, 13 years old. He's like, here, try this, like that. Ended up going back to that gym a few years later when I was a teenager and going stuff. And then he got me into, I think I got my first 135 bench when I was 16 or 17 years old. He helped me. He spotted me, got it in there, really motivated me to do this stuff. And then when I ended up getting into lifting several years later, I went back to him as a resource. This guy is, he's been there. He's never once been there trying to charge me, do anything. He's just been a guy that would give me no nonsense, no BS answers. And there's times when I'm like, I don't like what you're telling me right now, Charlie. But he never cared. He always cared about as far as what was good for me, not good for my feelings. Charlie Nelson, if you're watching this, man, I love you. I appreciate you. He's still local around here. He's still lifting. In fact, I think he pulled. He's still pulling 450 at 60-something years old. Incredible, dude. He's still awesome. I love you, guy. All right.
Nice. I have two, and they're two of my really close friends that I grew up with. They're back from Charleston. My boy Justin Price and Kareem Suki. Kareem and I played football together, and I saw Kareem's work ethic in the gym, and I was just a bigger kid. I didn't really touch weights until probably 14, 15. Was the first time I actually started to weight train, and it was because I saw people like Kareem, and I saw the relationship between like his ability to play football and his commitment to working out.
Yeah.
Justin is a freak of nature. Justin is a kid who just by virtue of rollerblading a lot when we were at school, we were in 8th grade playing some dodgeball, flat-footed vertical jump, 8th grader, 2-hand dunk. The JV basketball coach tried to get him to sign up. Unfortunately, Justin absolutely sucks at basketball. But Justin,
hell of a jump, couldn't play, huh?
Yeah, Justin should be a physical therapist. So to call Justin a trainer really does him a disservice. He owns his own place. Hopefully we'll have him on the show one day when we have guests. Aspire Fitness and Wellness in Charleston, South Carolina. And Justin and I talk probably on a daily basis about, hey man, how's your training going? How are things going? Like, is this hurting? What are you doing for this? And I frankly get a lot of my information and a lot of my training, a lot of my treatment ideas where I'm kind of, if I run into something I'm not sure about at the clinic with a patient, I kind of go to Justin and be, hey man, what do you think about this? And he's one of the most intelligent, thoughtful human beings, and he and Kareem are tremendous guys. And I wouldn't be as far in my field and my knowledge if it weren't for those two guys.
Awesome.
Yeah. So appreciate you guys.
Good stuff.
Love
man.
you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, this is not funny.
No, it's not. This is good. And every once in a while, we can not be funny and it'll still be good. It's good. Now, if you want to get funny, just start over at the beginning of this show, and then that'll get that out of the way. I think.
Or if you want to be funny, go to your Instagram page.
Ah, look at that segue, man. We just riding these segues everywhere. So
I thought you weren't allowed on one.
They have the heavyweight ones.
Oh, they do?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
man,
Congrats.
come on, man.
Congrats. All right.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday.
Jesus. Sorry, not everybody can be 180 pounds.
I was last 180 pounds when I was like 12.
I just want to see his reaction. What are you, like 220? You're good, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
on a good
you can
day.
find me on Instagram.com/Donnie Kieran. Or if you want to see professionally, go to Facebook.com/Strength and Performance Institute. It's not near as funny, but it is professional. So go ahead, Dr. Hayes.
Both of my social media is very professional.
Extremely.
Premier Physical Therapy. I'm the owner. Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance in Clearwater, Florida on https://www.facebook.com/PT and sportstherapy.com.
Isn't it like a .html or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
There you go. Don't forget that.
Preferred Netscape use.
Yeah, Netscape. Yeah.
You can also find me on Instagram at Run Tampa Bay. Yeah.
Hey, this was a good episode. I like it.
We're
We
still
went
going.
long.
We're still going.
Yeah, we're still going. This is probably our longest episode. We apologize.
How do we take this long on ankle
I
dorsiflexion?
don't know, man. We are freaking nerds. Let's just stop this stuff. You ready to eat?
Episode double digits. Out!
Gone. I know you've heard this before, but man, my ass hurts. A lot. We're gonna get hey, we don't know where you got a name from, but stop.
Yeah. I am not taking my clothes off. Again.